Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the Sun in the 11th house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we start, you first want to understand what sign is the Sun positioned in. This is extremely important for understanding the functioning of the Sun in your natal chart. Along with this, you want to see what planets are conjunct with the Sun or aspecting to the Sun. This will have an effect on the influence of the Sun in your chart as well. The most important moment when the Sun becomes active in your chart is during a Sun Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the Sun Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. So what does the Sun represent? The Sun is the sole signifactor in astrology. It represents your true self, your whole purpose for why you have been born in this lifetime. So this is your sole purpose. The Sun is all about your ability to rise to fame, success, and prominence. It is your confidence, your self-esteem, your individuality, your ego, your pride. It also is your relationship with your father or any authority figures. It is your ability to be authoritative, to take leadership in life. The Sun also represents your brilliance, your ingenious, your ability to come up with creative solutions to problems. Along with this, the Sun represents your health, your vitality, so it's very important in seeing your physical constitution as well. The Sun is all about taking the righteous path in life, taking the higher path. So it is related to dharma, to the right actions. At the same time, though, the Sun does have a shadow side that when you use this power incorrectly, you are acting from a place of arrogance. So you definitely want to keep a handle on this. So what does the 11th house represent? The 11th house is second from the 10th house. So it is your ability to generate wealth through your career. It is your incoming gains. The 11th house also represents your social network, the people whom you connect with through your work, along with your close friendships. Any groups, associations that you are part of is seen through the 11th house. The 11th house is the final karma house in the chart, so it represents your greatest hopes and desires in life. It is all about your high hopes, your wishes, and your ability to fulfill those wishes in life. So the 11th house is all about your opportunities. It is all about your achievements, your ability to bring all of your ambitions into reality. The 11th house also represents your elder siblings, your relationship with them. Is this a beneficial relationship? Are your elder siblings supporting you? This is all seen through the 11th house. The 11th house is your ability to network, to gain the support of others, to be able to draw in resources and gains through your social network. Along with this, the 11th house is 12th from the 12th house. So it is the loss of liberation. It's taking us away from moksha, away from that spiritual enlightenment that is seen through the 12th house. The 11th house is all about the materialistic side of life. So it is taking us away from liberation and towards our goals, our desires, our dreams, our aspirations in life. So what happens then when the Sun comes into the 11th house of the chart? Well, this is definitely going to make you extremely ambitious and goal-oriented. You have high hopes, high dreams in life. And you are also able to achieve these dreams if the Sun is well placed in the 11th house. This definitely makes you someone who is able to gain great achievement and wealth in life. This is a great position for wealth creation, for wealth gains, is seen through this position. Sun in the 11th house can give you a great deal of persistence in your work, in your determination, your ability to pursue your dreams and aspirations in life. This definitely makes you someone who is very rational, very practical. You aim to achieve through your logic and rationale. This makes you a very clever person, very charming. You have a very charismatic personality, again, if the Sun is placed well in the chart. You have a way of charming others with your diplomacy, with your tact, with your ability to connect with others. However, at the same time, the Sun is burning out this 11th house. So typically the relationships that are found with this position are more of acquaintances rather than close friendships. There is a feeling of distance with the Sun being here in this 11th house, that there's a distance in your connections with others. Sometimes this placement can even make you a loner, someone who really doesn't want to make too many friendships. You're looking for quality in your friendships. You're looking for people who are more like-minded. This position definitely can make you opportunistic. You see opportunities in every situation. You're able to make the most out of the opportunities that are presented to you. Sometimes this placement can also make you an entrepreneur or a business person, someone who's self-employed. This can give you great leadership qualities. You understand how to lead a group, how to gather people together in a group situation. At the same time, though, you may find yourself making some enemies in your friend circle. Sometimes people can perceive you as someone who's too cold or too dominating in your approach to your social circle. People can feel threatened or jealous by your presence in your friend circle, again, depending upon how the sun is placed in this 11th house. But typically, this placement gives good success in business. And this makes you someone who's very ingenious in your approach. You have a very eccentric way of looking at things. You definitely are able to make the most out of your opportunities, but you also are someone who is very practical, very observant, and you have really good foresight, which allows you to envision where you are headed in life. Definitely with this position, you could find yourself drawn to humanitarian causes, towards helping others. But again, you look at this from a very detached perspective. You tend to look at things in terms of the entire collective rather than on a personal level. So this can definitely make you come across as selfish or detached or bossy at times in the way that you approach situations in your friend circle. However, you're someone who can be relied on because you think a lot about others. You're very caring, very helpful in terms of your vision of where you want the world to go. This can sometimes mean that you are someone who's involved with politics as well. Any kind of social movements, causes, any kind of groups that are centered around bettering the collective is related to the sun in the 11th house. This can give you really good communication skills. Again, you have great tact, diplomacy. You know how to get what you want out of social situations. And this can make you come across as very impressive, very charismatic, very likable to others. Sometimes this placement can draw you towards science, towards research. Again, this makes you someone who's extremely intelligent when you have the sun placed in the 11th house. Sometimes there can be a little bit of a self-centered attitude towards this placement also. Again, this makes you very much focus on your goals, focus on taking on opportunities in life. But in general, this makes you someone who is very helpful, who is very much focused on humanitarian efforts. If the sun is not placed well in the chart, then this can definitely deplete your energy levels. This can make you less likely to apply that drive and ambition towards achieving your goals. You can have a low sense of confidence and self-worth that can stifle your progress in your career. Sometimes there is a lack of drive, a lack of motivation to pursue your dreams. Although you have those dreams, you have those goals, there's an inability to see them through all the way. Sometimes you can find yourself not completing things that you have started, where you get extremely enthusiastic and excited at the start, but are not able to carry it through all the way. In some cases, if the sun is badly afflicted in the 11th house, this also means that you can find corrupt or illegal ways of gaining wealth in life. So you definitely want to be careful of this. Be careful of the company that you keep, because this 11th house is all about your social connections. So if the sun is poorly placed here, then you definitely want to be careful about getting involved in the wrong crowd, as this can really hurt your reputation, your status. You can experience a great fall because of the groups, because of the connections that you are involved in. Sometimes when the sun is not placed well in the chart, this can also make you less rational in your decision making, a little bit too impulsive, too impatient about how you're making decisions, making the wrong choices in life. So again, you want to be very careful about this, especially in terms of how you are managing wealth and the people who you are connected with. In general, though, if the sun is placed well, this makes you very skilled with finances. So you could even work as a financial advisor. You could work in some kind of accounting field, something that is involved with wealth with this placement. Sometimes the sun in the 11th house can indicate that your father is also someone who has a large network circle, who has a lot of contacts, and is very much engaged in social issues, social causes. whatever groups you become a part of, you become seen as the center of attention. So whether this is negative or positive, again, this depends on the placement of the sun in your chart. But generally, you are going to be seen and noticed in your social circle. The sun lights up this area for you. And so definitely with the sun placed in the 11th house, you can stand out. You can have something that is very eccentric, very noticeable about you, that is known to the public. This is the original home of Aquarius. So this definitely makes you stand out in the crowd. And again, there can be a great conflict with this, as some of you may not want this attention. You may not be as inclined towards wanting to connect with many people, but you receive this attention anyway. Sometimes if the sun is badly placed, this can also give some difficulties with children as well, because the sun directly aspects onto the 5th house of the chart also. So there may be some issues related to childbirth, or there may be some disappointments, some upsets in your relationship with your children as well. At the same time, this can make you a very caring person, someone who is very nurturing, very helpful, supportive towards your children as well. A similar thing can happen with your siblings, where you can have challenges in your relationship with elder siblings in particular. But the sun here also can burn out this situation where you can actually end up being the elder sibling, where you have a lot of responsibilities that are placed on you as well. Sometimes the sun here can also burn out your sense of satisfaction. Again, this is the last of the Kama houses, which is all about your fulfillment of your desires. And the sun is a hot and dry planet. So there's a little bit of a dissatisfaction with this placement. There's a feeling of not truly being fulfilled in your desires that can be seen here, especially if the sun is afflicted. There is a feeling of unhappiness, of unfulfillment that can be seen. Overall, this is a great placement in your ability to fulfill your desires in life, but this can give you a few difficulties along the way as well. This placement definitely requires a great deal of humbleness, particularly if the sun is afflicted in the chart. Because again, there can be a great feeling of dissatisfaction that comes from greed, that comes from this selfishness to fulfill your desires in life. But if the sun is placed well in the chart, again, this makes you a great leader. This makes you a great pillar for your community, someone who is involved with social and humanitarian causes.